Shalom, welcome to Rob on the Rock. I'm Rob Vanoff, and today I just wanted to make a short video about the name Yeshua. As you see here, it's spelled Yud, Shin, Vav, Ayin. There's a lot of confusion I've seen on the internet, people wanting to say Yehosha, or it's really strange. People who don't know Hebrew are trying to pronounce Hebrew. They're using the letters of Hebrew. They're using the pronunciation of the letters. They're even using the scribal tradition for spelling, but they are insisting on their own pronunciation. So they accept the scribes on so many fronts, and then all of a sudden they draw a line and say, nope, can't accept the scribes anymore. And of course, that's foolish. So here we go, Yeshua. I wanted to show some first century inscriptions, Jewish inscriptions, that feature the spelling Yeshua and that important Vav between the Shin and the Ayin. Here, this is from Qumran, 4Q, so cave 4, probably first century, maybe a little bit first century BC, but probably first century CE. And I'll just, so we see, here's our Yod. That's a Yod in this scribal hand. The Shin goes like this. There's our Shin. The Vav is like a Yod with a little bit longer of a tail, but the Yod throughout many of the Qumran manuscripts, Yod and Vav are very close. And then, of course, an Ayin here. Yod, Shin, Vav, Ayin. If I were to write that up above, it would look like this in today's more block letter, Yeshua, like that. That's 4Q 175. But also we have it in an ossuary, here. Now it says Yehuda bar Yeshua. That's Judah, son of Yeshua. And we can see all the nice letters here. You can see even the extra little, here's the Yod. Notice the Hey has the little tagin, what's called a Karen, or the horns. That says Yehuda. And then we have the Bet, Bar, and then we have our name, Yeshua, right here. Yod, Shin, Vav, Ayin. Yeshua. Yod, Shin, Vav, Ayin. And this Vav between the Shin and the Ayin is really important, as we saw it in the Qumran. Now, these are different scribes at different times, but notice they spell it the same. And the Vav between the Shin and the Ayin is the U sound. And this is the name of Yehoshua. So there's no Yahasha or Yahusha or Yohosha or whatever. Those are made up, what I call Hebrewish. Here's another first century. We actually know this is during the revolt. So this is from the late 60s, early 70s from Masada. And this is the best image I could get. It's not super clear, but we see here Yod, Shin, Vav, Ayin. That's the name Yeshua. And it's actually also here, too, the official transcribers and translators of this ostracon from Masada. This is a list of names. Actually have they can inspect it carefully, but they say it's also here, too. Now, it looks kind of, that Vav is covered up because of the kuf of the name above it. So the line of that kuf comes down. But you have, and this is Gimel, Yod, Resh, Aleph here, Gira is what it says, Yeshua, Gira. But here, what for our sake, is just twice the name Yeshua. These are referring to two different individuals whose name is Yeshua. So these are three independent scribal works, right? These are inscriptions from the first century. They're not Christian. They are functional for living Jewish scribal communities. And the vowel, the important vowel, is that U. I'll write it again here. Some people try to understand, like the name Jesus. Like, where do we get this U sound? Why is it, and in Old Latin, of course, it would have been looking like this. Oops, sorry. Forgot my... Well, we know that the sigma here at the end, or the S, that is just a case ending. That has nothing to do with the name. And that's true for nouns. It's true for names. Brutus, right? Julius, right? All those S. That's just, it tells us it's the nominative case. So we know that the basic transliteration is Yesu, like that. And with the Greek, it's Omicron, Upsilon, like Yesu, like that. Now, we know also that from inscriptions where, for example, we have the word shalom written in Hebrew, but then we also have it spelled in Greek, where we would have sigma, alpha, lambda, omega, nu. Sometimes salom, sometimes it's salom. But we know that in the same inscription, they'll use the letter sigma to represent the shin. And for those who've studied Hebrew, we know that this letter that looks like this has both an S sound and a sh sound, depending on whether we put the dot on the right, that would be a shin. If we put it on the left, it's a s. Well, in the same way, Greek and Latin-speaking Jews in the first century knew that when they saw a sigma, that sometimes it would be an S sound, sometimes it would be a sh sound. So we have every confidence to know that with the name, what has become now Jesus, that in the first century they would have pronounced this sigma here as an SH, a sh. So, and just one other note then, I'm kind of bouncing all over here on my little pad, but you have the name spelled Yehoshua. We have a few times where it's spelled like this, Yehoshua. Most of the times, this is back to the Torah and the Tanakh, Yehoshua, without that vav. And so that has gotten people think, oh, it's Yehosha or Yahosha. And because they're rejecting the scribes, and they want to insist that this vav is not there. That is, this vav here somehow doesn't belong. And that's totally wrong-headed. And by the logic of the Hebrewish speakers, they're not even consistent with themselves. This would properly, if you were to follow their logic, should be Yah-ha. Or, oops, let's see here. Yahavasha'ah. Yahavasha'ah. Because simply, according to the Hebrew speakers, every vowel is a ah. So it's Yah. Oops, let me do a different color here. Let's go back to red. Yah, ha, va, sha, ah. Yahavasha'ah. Because otherwise, they are just simply picking and choosing what scribal convention fits and which scribal conventions they just feel like rejecting. And so if you meet someone who says it's Yahusha, you need to correct them to say, no, if you're going to be consistent, it's either Yahavasha, and then this spelling here would have to be Yahavashava, Yahavashava. Anyway, it's complete ignorance on their part, and they should be taught the truth because the truth matters. But back then to all these, we have 4 examples from 3 different sources. Of course, the Masada inscription has Yeshua on it twice, but it's spelled Yod, Shin, Vav, Ayin, just like you see here. Yod, Shin, Vav, Ayin. Yeshua, Yeshua. There you have it. All right. Hope this is helpful. Shalom.